Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to KwasnikPictures Studio 2. Today we're checking out the LUPO Superpanel Full Color 30. This is a 1x1 RGB panel from LUPO, and LUPO is an Italian brand which makes really dope high quality panels. I've been using it on a few of my projects already, and I can say it's been a really cool and handy light for my photo and video shoots. This light offers a great collection of awesome features, and it's really bright, especially for its size. We are currently at 3% of brightness. If we turn this light brighter, of course we're gonna overexpose by heaps, so you can't really look at it. And that's because we've got these lenses in the front, which I'll talk about very soon. This light has daylight, tungsten, as well as full RGB, which is really useful. You can have any kind of colors. You can change the intensity, hue, and saturation. So you can desaturate all these colors, do all sorts of color mixing and all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool panel with a lot of output. I found it really awesome when using the light as a side light or a backlight. If you plan on using this light panel as a key light, you should probably consider getting a soft version of this panel, and LUPO has soft versions of all their panels, so it basically doesn't have all these lenses that magnify the light to make it brighter. So the soft panels from LUPO have a much wider beam angle than this, and the soft panel does not have as much light output, so you can either get this stronger panel with the lenses in the front, or you can get the diffused panel from LUPO. So it just really depends on what kind of videos you're shooting and what you need for your videos. So far I've used this light on a photo shoot as a backlight, which worked really well as it's a very directional panel and it didn't spill anywhere. If I tried to use any of my other RGB panels, such as my smaller panels or tube lights, they would all spill everywhere and wouldn't be anywhere near as close to the light output of the LUPO. I also used the light on my latest music video as a firelight. We basically had this light set to a warm orange tone with HSI settings and had someone in front of it waving a board to simulate the flames. The light also has effects, including fire, but I found that the fire effect didn't really look that natural, so having someone in front of the light was a better option. But there are also a bunch of other effects. If we go back into the menu here, first of all we have strobe. And if we're in HSI mode and we set the color, let's say to red, and now we go into the menu, select effects mode, and select strobe, and now we can see the red light is strobing, which we set in the HSI mode. So if we go back to the HSI mode, we can actually change the color to, for example, blue or a green, or you can go just to normal white or tungsten, and then we go to effects, select the strobe effect, and now you're gonna strobe the color that you previously selected. You can select the frequencies, you can make it a lot faster, slower, that type of stuff. Next, in the effects, we have party mode. So party mode basically just cycles through the colors, and this is actually really handy for photo shoots because you might want to have a lot of different photos taken in a short amount of time, and you don't want to go back to your panel to be like adjusting the light, adjusting the colors. For example, oh, I want to change it to red. Go back to the light, change it to red. Nah, you can just set it to the party mode, and this will just slowly cycle through the colors. And this way you'll be able to just take photos, keep taking photos, and keep having a different look to them because the lights keep changing. Next up we have cop car, and the cop car also has a bunch of different presets. So it flashes into different colors. There's also disco, which rather than having a smooth transition through the colors, has more of a hard transition. So it goes blue, green, red, all that kind of stuff. And TV, if we turn this up, has kind of imitating the pictures changing on a TV. So let's say I'm looking at this, like so, me watching TV. So you can see there's LED changing, kind of imitating the images changing on the TV. And next we have a paparazzi mode, which I think is really cool for music videos because it has strobing in different kind of order. It's not like the normal strobe mode, which is just constantly strobing. This one kind of changes up the tempo, so that's really cool. Next up we have a lightning effect, which is also a very cool effect. We have explosion. So yeah, that's a thing as well. We have fireworks effect as well, which kind of changes the colors and dims them down afterwards. This is the fire effect. It's okay, but I feel it's very very controlled. It's not as natural as, for example, someone flickering a board in front of the lights and kind of imitating the fire movement, dimming down and dimming up. So this is an option that you can use. Personally, I didn't use the fire option. And then we go back to the strobe. So the light really has quite a few nice effects built into it. And I think if you're making music videos, you'll definitely enjoy those effects built into the lights. HSI mode of this light is really cool. A lot of lights out there, which are RGB, when desaturated, they'll combine the red, green, and blue pixels to create white. And this will give you a very weird white color, which does not look natural, especially on skin tones. On the LUPO panel though, when you want to desaturate the color, the white LEDs actually kick in. So if I desaturate it now, the white LEDs kick in and they get brighter and brighter and the red color fades away. That's same for any kind of color. With other RGB panels, instead of the RGB lights getting dimmer, actually more of the colors pop in, and then that way you create the fake white color. So you would never want to desaturate RGB lights, which are the cheaper kinds, but with LUPO, feel free to desaturate it all the way. You'll get a nice white color light. And if you saturate it back up halfway, all the way, it just really depends. You have a lot of options with this light. That basically means you can throw any kind of setting at it and it will always look good. Next up, we have the CCT mode, which goes from 2800 Kelvin all the way up to 10,000 Kelvin. And apart from that, the light also has the tint shift option, which allows you to tint the light a little bit green or into the magenta spectrum. So if you're going onto locations and your location lights have a little bit of a green tint, you can adjust this light to match those and then adjust the white balance of your camera to have the most natural color. So this feature is kind of a cool addition to the light, to the CCT mode. And also the color accuracy of this light is pretty high at 96 CRI and 98 TLCI. So as I mentioned before, LUPO has two versions of each of their lights. One is a soft panel with a diffuser in front of their LEDs, and the other one, which is this one, has focusing lenses. And this makes the light a lot more directional at about a 40-degree beam angle, and it definitely makes the light a lot brighter. F10 at shadow 100, ISO 640. So yeah, this light gets crazy bright. As you can see, this light panel is super directional. So even if I aim it back here, you can really see like a spotlight effect, which is really cool. So this is basically better than having grid on your LED panels because you don't need to put an extra thing on top of this light. You already have these lenses that focus the light and make it very directional, so that's really cool. Unfortunately, you can't swap out the soft diffuser for the lenses and vice versa, but you can put a diffuser in front of the lenses to soften this light up. But if you go for the soft diffused panel, you cannot make a hard light out of that. The only way to control that light would be to use a grid. So you'll need to make that choice before you buy it if you want a stronger, more directional panel, more of a hard light panel, or a softer panel, which is probably easier if you're planning to use it as a key light. If you're a run and gun filmmaker, maybe go for the soft diffused panel. And by the way, LUPO also has a 2x1 version of this panel. So basically, it's two of these lights merged into one, which is going to be crazy powerful, double the brightness of this. So that's going to be really cool if you're looking for the most powerful lights. So the LUPO Superpanels are often compared to the Re Skypanels. And if you were considering getting a Skypanel before, you should definitely take a look at the LUPO lights, as they offer very similar specs for less than half the price. So the LUPO panels end up being quite cheap for, more professional users. And these lights are also a lot lighter, a lot easier to take out and mount to different spots. You can literally just hold it with one hand, and I don't think you can do this with the Re. The build quality is great. It's made out of technopolymer, so it's technically a very durable plastic. So far I had no issues with it. So the light has 3 different knobs. They do different things in different modes, controlling saturation, brightness, hue, all that type of stuff. And it also has 3 buttons for going through the menus and selecting different modes. It's pretty easy to get around and pick your colors and temperatures you want. And next up, we also have the DMX in and out port for controlling the light via DMX. And by the way, V-mount battery plate, LUPO sell these separately. So you basically take off the power brick here, mount this here, plug it in, and you can mount V-mount batteries, or you can just plug them in via D-tap. So it's good to have a V-mount option if you're going out and about. With this light, you don't have to bring a generator, just bring a couple of V-mounts. There's also a fan control on the LUPO light. which is really good if you want to have a perfectly silent shot, but I really wouldn't worry about it as the light is already quiet with it on full power. So it's a very quiet fan, but if you do want to turn it off, you can do that, but it will limit the light to 50% output. In regards to the packaging, there was no case. It just came in a cardboard box, which was a bit surprising, but the panel was in perfect condition. It would be really great to see more padding inside of the packaging, just in case, as shipping can be rough sometimes. And as for the case, you'll need to purchase that separately. So I just want to say a massive shout out to LUPO for sending this light through for the review. Can't wait to use it on more of my video shoots. You'll definitely see it in the behind the scenes of my upcoming videos. So what do you guys think about the LUPO Superpanel Full Color 30? Let me know down below. The links to this light are in the description below. And make sure you smash the subscribe button. Have a happy new year, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.